everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Dayspring Discussions. I'm your host, Sean McGahee, and this is a show we talk about movies, TV, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books. If you geek out about it, we're going to talk about it. You can listen to Dayspring Discussions on iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, and Patreon, and contact Dayspring Discussions on the Facebook group, Twitter account, and dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. Well, happy Thursday, everyone. It's a little cloudy here in Austin, Texas. I heard storms coming, but it's okay because we are going to keep trudging on, guys. The weekend is almost here, and more importantly, May 4th is tomorrow. That's right. May the 4th be with you. National Star Wars Day is tomorrow, guys. How do you plan on celebrating? Normally, I like to sit down and at least watch my favorite Star Wars movie, usually Empire Strikes Back. If I have the day off or I have the time, I try to watch maybe 2 or 3 movies. But I do work tomorrow, so I'm going to be a little busy. Right now, I'm planning on watching The Last Jedi. I haven't watched it really since theaters. When I got it on Blu-ray last month or whenever it came out, I watched it with the commentary. I've even seen the amazing version digitally where it's just the music, which is really great, guys. You should check that out definitely if you're a lover of John Williams music. So I haven't watched the actual film. So I'm going to talk with Lisa, see what she wants to watch. I'm sure she'll agree to watching The Last Jedi because I don't think she's seen it since then as well. Probably get some pizza, and then, of course, I'm going to make some blue milk alcohol. Something a little fun we're going to do. Usually it's just a White Russian with some blue food dye. But anyway, let me know how you guys are celebrating May 4th, and be sure to check out at least one Star Wars movie tomorrow to celebrate. Alright guys, so got a lot of topics to go through today. Now normally I like to keep it within a certain time frame, but I got 4 topics I really want to talk about, and you know what? I'm just going to go through them. If I run over, I run over. I do apologize, but these are topics that I want to talk about. Hopefully I won't ramble on too much about them, but let's just get on with it, guys. And starting off, I guess since I mentioned it, let's talk some Star Wars. So something came out last week at CinemaCon where Lucasfilm and Disney announced that they are doing another Star Wars animated series called Star Wars Resistance. Now it's going to be run by renowned Star Wars animated producer Dave Filoni. The series is set to take place before Star Wars The Force Awakens and follows a young Resistance pilot called Kazuda. Wait a minute, I'm going to get this right. Kazuda Inono? Okay, so maybe I won't get it right. But anyway, he's a young pilot recruited by the Resistance and tasked with a top-secret mission to spy on the growing threat of the First Order. It's set to premiere on Disney Channel in the U.S. this fall, and then following episodes will be on Disney XD. Now, Filoni said, quote, "The idea for Star Wars Resistance came out of my interest in World War II aircraft and fighter pilots. My grandfather was a pilot, and my uncle flew and restored planes. So that's been a big influence on me. There's a long history of high-speed racing in Star Wars, and I think we've captured that sense of excitement in an anime-inspired style, which is something the entire team has been wanting to do for a long time." Now, the animated series also features some familiar characters and voices. First off, we got BB-8 coming back, and then we got Poe Dameron, voiced by Oscar Isaac, and Captain Phasma, voiced by Gwendolyn Christie. Anyone who knows me knows I have enjoyed the animation programming that Dave Filoni has produced via Star Wars, okay? Clone Wars was good. I really enjoyed it. I mean, sure, it had its, clunky episodes with Jar Jar or R2 that were featured for several episodes, but there was some really good drama. Of course, there's Ahsoka, introduced that character. We took on the journey of her going from Padawan to leaving the Jedi Order, which picked up again at Rebels. Rebels, of course, was awesome for 4 seasons. Really enjoyed that as well. So Filoni is one of those people that I am dying to see do more with Lucasfilm, more with Star Wars, whether it be make a movie or make a live-action series. I don't want them to put him in just that bubble of animation guy, especially also the composer Kevin Kiner, who does some great music for those series, especially those last couple episodes of Rebels. His music was phenomenal. But the fact that Filoni is going to do another animated series gives me faith in it. Now, from the description, It doesn't seem like we're getting any Jedi, which makes me a little disappointed because Jedi is what I like about Star Wars. But again, it's Filoni. I trust in him to give me an interesting story. The fact that I said before Force Awakens, I'm looking forward to because that's a 30-year time gap that they have a lot of stuff to play with as far as Lucasfilm. Let's fill in that story. I want to see personally like the journeys of Luke Skywalker and a young Ben Solo. I want to see, of course, Sabine and Ahsoka trying to find Ezra. Everyone thought that might be what they were going to do with the next animated series, given the fact that Dave Filoni is the creator of Ahsoka and very protective of her. But maybe they're using her somewhere else. Maybe that story is going to be told way down the line. I don't know. But just filling in those gaps between The Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens is something that I am looking forward to. Of course, it's going to be on Disney XD, so you're going to have that little kiddie-ish vibe. But Filoni has given us not kiddie programming, but family programming, okay? This is something that I could probably sit down with my 5-year-old daughter and watch. She's not big into the Star Wars animation. I get it, whatever. She knows Star Wars. She knows the characters, mainly through me. She's not a big Star Wars fan as of yet, but I'm hoping maybe this is something that will appeal to both of us and, something that will help get her into Star Wars. So I'm looking forward to it. The whole fighter pilot thing, I think it'd be cool. I love the space battles that we've gotten in the Star Wars movies, the dogfights. Give it that old sense of adventure. I'm all about that. So Dave Filoni's running this, so I have no issues with it, no worries. I think it's going to be, if not great, at least decent. We'll see how it goes, guys. Okay, next up, Hasbro has bought the Power Rangers. That's right, Hasbro and Saban came to an agreement where they purchased Hasbro, Saban's Power Rangers, and several other entertainment brands such as My Pet Monsters, Popples, Julius Jr., Luna Petunia, and Treehouse Detectives for a combination of cash and stock value at $522 million. Oh my goodness. Hasbro's chairman Brian Goldner said Power Rangers is an iconic brand built on a heritage of great storytelling and merchandising with tremendous upside potential when fully executed across Hasbro's brand blueprint. Now, founder of Saban, Hayam Saban, said, quote, 25 years after launching Power Rangers, I believe the future for this brand has never been greater. Hasbro's leadership is innovative, storytelling, and brand stewardship make it the perfect company to further develop the global reach and appeal of the Power Rangers property. I look forward to working with Brian and team in the years to come. Now, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers launched back in 1993 and became a pop culture phenomenon. To this day, it is the longest-running kids live-action series, going 900 episodes to date. It is currently on its 25th season with Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel, and last year we got the live-action film, or another live-action film, Power Rangers by Lionsgate. So, Hasbro, of course, known for Transformers, G.I. Joe, they're looking to make more movies as well, has now purchased Power Rangers. I saw last year's Power Rangers movie, and you know what? I thought it was pretty good. It didn't make as much money as Lionsgate wanted it to make, so I don't think we're going to see a sequel to that. The Power Rangers mythology is very rich. I used to watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers when I was a kid. I had the toys. It was really cool. After they stopped being Mighty Morphin is kind of when I got out of it, or pretty much when they brought in the new cast members with the White Ranger and Adam, Rocky, pretty much along the lines when the first movie came out with Ivan Ooze. That's probably the last thing I remember as far as Power Ranger-wise watching. After that, I got a little too old. I got out of it. I discovered girls and all that other fun stuff. But anyway, Power Rangers has a very good mythology. Hasbro has a lot of resources, so I can see them utilizing Power Rangers to the full potential. Now, with that being said, I've seen how they've treated their own property, Transformers. Got me a little worried as far as I don't think they've used that to the full potential. But Power Rangers potential it does have. We'll just have to wait and see how it goes, guys. Again, I want to see more Power Rangers movies. I like this last one. I wish they would do a sequel to it because while it wasn't phenomenal. I think it was good enough to where they have a good foundation to build off of. The comic books actually that they're doing right now is actually pretty decent. It takes place a little further back when the Green Ranger first appeared, and it's pretty good actually if you want to go check it out. But yeah, so there's that, guys. Fire back on the social media accounts and Gmail accounts. Let me know what you think about Hasbro now in charge of Power Rangers. All right, guys, flipping over to DC Entertainment. Looks like they have an announcement for their new streaming service, and it's going to be called DC Universe. That's right. Along with that, DC and Warner Brothers also gave us various logos for programming that they're planning on launching on their streaming service. We got logos for the Harley Quinn animated series that Margot Robbie is set to be a part of. We also got Titans, the live-action series that we've seen several photos from. We got a logo for Young Justice Outsiders, the third season in the animated series, which I am super excited for. Really good. And then, of course, we know we have the show Metropolis that they're working on, which is kind of like a Superman prequel that's set where Lois Lane and Lex Luthor are set to be hunting down mysterious and weird cases in Metropolis, kind of an X-Files setting. I think it looks stupid. But one thing we got yesterday as well is the announcement that there will be a Swamp Thing live action series only on the DC Universe. That's right, guys. Swamp Thing, for those of you who don't know, was made back in 1971 by Lynn Wyman and Bernie Wrightson. It features the character Alec Holland as a bright scientist who finds himself bonded with plant life after an attempt is made on his life. The character has starred in various films and other programming throughout the character's career. You got the 1982 film. You got the 1989 film Return of Swamp Thing, which featured Heather Locklear. There was the animated series in 91, Swamp Thing, which only had a couple episodes. I actually watched that. I remember the theme song, actually. It was a play off of Wild Thing, the song, where it goes, Swamp Thing, you are amazing. It was, not that good looking back at it, but I remember it was pretty cool when the time came out. And then you had the Swamp Thing TV series that I know was on USA Network for 3 seasons as well. So the character is very popular. It's had a long run, long history. You've had writers like Alan Moore do iconic storylines with the character. Now with this one, the official synopsis of the series says, when CDC researcher Abby Arkin returns for her childhood home of Houma, Louisiana, in order to investigate a deadly swamp-borne virus, she develops a surprising bond with the scientist Alec Holland, only to have him tragically taken from her. But as powerful forces descend on Houma, intent on exploiting the swamp's mysterious properties for their own purposes, Abby will discover that the swamp holds mystical secrets, both horrifying and wondrous, and the potential love of her life may not be dead after all. So for me, with this series, I think it comes down to what angle they go with. I mean, you can go really super weird, as some storylines of Swamp Thing have done, or it looks like it could be more lighthearted. I don't know, kind of like a Vampire Diaries kind of vibe, which I hope it does, and I hope they go more weird. Swamp Thing is, a creature of nature, a creature of the swamp. He's in tune with everything. So they could really do some far out stuff with it. As far as production value, I'm not sure how far they're able to go with it. I'm not a big Swamp Thing fan, but I do like the character. I'm intrigued by the character. So I think, again, it's just going to come down to what angle they play at it. I could be down for it. I'm definitely going to check it out. But I tell you what, people were talking to me last night online about the fact that, yes, we have another streaming service coming out that we're probably going to have to pay for. There's Netflix, there's Hulu, there's HBO, they got the CBS All Access Network. Disney, of course, is working on theirs. And now we got this one. We got to pay what we got to pay. I mean, I recently downgraded my Hulu to save some money, and knowing that I'll probably got to pay for this sometime this year, as well as the Disney one coming out next year. So count your pennies, save them up, guys, and we sacrifice for our entertainment. That's just the price we pay. So there you go. Final story of today, guys, and hey, I might just actually hit my time frame if I plan this right. Tuesday, after we were all geeking out about the Ant-Man and Wasp trailer, Warner Brothers and DC came out with a new trailer for their animated series, Teen Titans Go, to the movies that is set to come out in July. Now, the film will feature such voice casting as Nicolas Cage, Kristen Bell, James Corden, and Will Arnett. And I gotta say, I've never liked the Teen Titans Go series. My daughter started watching it a while ago, so I'm familiar with it. And anything that gets her more into superheroes or Star Wars, I'm all about. So I guess I support this show. And I always kind of looked down on it because this show came out right after they canceled Young Justice. So I thought they were replacing Young Justice with this. So I kind of looked down on the show. It's a modern kids show where it's very quirky, high-paced, for low attention spans, stuff like that. And it's a kids show in that sense. But this movie, I gotta say, the more I see of it, I want to see it as myself. Like, even if I didn't have a daughter that I was going to take to see this movie, I would want to see this movie myself because it looks like it's doing the same thing that Deadpool does, which is poke fun at the genre. So, I'm going to run through the trailer real quick, just hit play. I'm going to talk about some of the things. We start off with the theater, and we get the premise of it where pretty much that Robin wants his own movie. All these superheroes getting their own movies. Robin thinks he deserves his own movie. Turns out that no one else believes that. So, what does he feel like he's got to do? He feels like he's got to get an arch nemesis in Deathstroke, aka Slade Wilson. It makes sense because in many interpretations of the Teen Titans, Deathstroke has been a main foil, if not the main foil, for the Titans. So it makes sense to bring him in. Of course, the hilarious joke in this trailer that he looks like Deadpool, and he's like, no, I came out way before Deadpool. Again, playing off that humor of the genre that a lot of these characters from DC to Marvel are similar, and it's just hilarious in that sense. But this first shot, they're at the movies, and you see Batman, and guess what? It's animated 90s Batman, which I thought sounded and looked really cool, that they're playing off of that classic Batman animated series, which I am currently going through right now. It's my exercise viewing as I ride my bike, just as an FYI there. So the next shot here, you got Starfire's like, did they make a movie about you? And Green Lantern's like, yeah, they did, but we don't talk about it. And we get the first voice of Nicolas Cage as Superman. That's right, Nicolas Cage back in the 90s was set to star in Superman Lives, directed by Tim Burton. There was a documentary about it done by John Schnepp, The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened. You can go online and check that out. But Nicolas Cage, huge comic book fan. He played Ghost Rider, and he's been dying to do other superhero roles. And he finally got to play Superman as a voice casting in this film. So there you go. A lot of awesome jokes in this trailer. Just going back real quick, there was that scene in the theater where people are laughing at Robin. He's on stage, and I paused it, and I could see Crypto, Spectre, the Wonder Twins, the Monkey Detective, Swamp Thing. We got Kid Flash, Aqualad. I think there's looks like Wonder Girl, and maybe that's Red Tornado in the background. But a lot of superheroes. Again, I think the people who watch or make this show know the DC universe because I've seen several episodes where they really go into the characters. I mean, you see future Robin as Nightwing as well, so they're playing into it a little bit, which again I think helps people who are little, like my daughter, who enjoy the show, learn more about the DC universe. So if she sees a picture of Nightwing, she'll know who that is, and that makes me a little happy that the show might be doing some good on this. I love the joke where Superman's like, you didn't even save anyone. It's like, we saved room for dessert. Hilarious jokes like that. Just, again, make it entertaining. It's going to make me laugh in the theater as well as when I laughed at the trailer. Then here comes the Nemesis joke. Slade, voiced by Will Arnett, who voiced Batman in the Lego Batman movie. And they make the joke, oh, you look like Deadpool. I'm not Deadpool. I came out way before Deadpool. And he's like, yeah, you're Deadpool. Oh, the Atom thing. That's great. I think that's Will Hader doing the Atom voice, actually. But he's small, and he's like, halt, and bung on a windshield. Great jokes like that. Again, I think we're going to get a lot of poking fun at the DC Universe, but also superhero movies in general. And then this last line here about waffles. Hit me with waffles, and he kind of pokes the waffles away. A lot of fun, this trailer, and I'm actually anxious to see this, not just because I'm taking my daughter to see it, guys, but it comes out July 27th, which is a weekend I'm actually going to be at my friend's wedding in Idaho, so I probably won't get a chance to see it right away, but again, I am looking forward to it. If you haven't checked out this trailer, go online. Even if you're not a fan of the TV show, but a fan of superheroes and know the DC Universe, I think you can fully appreciate it, so go check that out online, and of course, fire back. Let me know what you think. All right, guys. Well, that is going to be it for me today. There is a new Robin Hood trailer that just posted. The movie starring Taron Egerton and Jamie Foxx. I posted that on the Facebook and Twitter accounts. You can go check that out. And I'll talk about that next week. I don't have time for that today, but I do have some thoughts on it. So, time for you guys to fire back. Let me know what you think about the topics I have discussed. Did you see the Teen Titans Go to the movies trailer? Do you think it was funny? Star Wars Resistance, do you think Filoni has this? Are you looking forward to it? What do you want to see in it? Of course, DC Universe, what do you think about the new streaming service going on? And all that stuff, guys. Fire back on the Facebook group, Twitter account, and Dayspring Discussions at gmail.com. And I'll be back next week. Until then, may the Force be with us all.